And all right, hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Please click play and or refresh the page again. We are live. Please refresh the page or click play. Now, everyone watching this right now, just a quick request. Can you let me know when you can see us and hear us? Again, quick request, everyone watching this. Could you let us know when you can see us and hear us? Now, I actually ask this because I had a bad experience once. Like, it was my first webinars. I thought it was going well, and then it turns out no one could see me. So now I always ask at the beginning. It looks like everyone can see and hear us. So before you go any further, some of you were doing this already, but could you let us know where in the world are you joining us from? Again, let us know in the chat, where in the world are you joining us from? Because we get people in these webinars, from all over the world, right? Like 4 or 5, even 6 different continents. So let us know in the chat, where in the world are you joining us from? And meanwhile, Joy says, I am
Joy,
watching you now. Joy, I'm a little bit scared by that all caps now there. Wow.
Like it.
Answers coming in here, Katie. You seeing these?
Yeah, we've got Catherine from Tennessee, we've got Orlando, Niagara Falls, the Netherlands, Colombia, South Africa, Canada, Orlando, Florida, Portugal. Ooh, lovely. I'm pretty sure my parents are there, so say hi to them. East Hamptons, Philadelphia, Nashville, California, Canada, Buffalo, Savannah, Louisiana, California Bay, Boston, UK, India, Tennessee, fantastic. Alabama as well.
People from all over. I think I saw
Budapest, very cool.
Rhiannon joining from New Zealand, where it's probably 4 in the morning.
Thank you so much for being up.
Thank you for being up. And just to be clear, we are live with you right now. We like doing this at the beginning, just so you know that we are in fact live.
Yeah, you can test us.
Lindsay says the camera is not centered on the two of you.
I can wiggle.
Here, let me scooch over a little bit. Katie, get in here. Thank you for letting us know. We always want to be co-equal here. All right, but it is 2:02 p.m., and we are joining you live from New York City, where it's just about time for us to get started. So what I'm going to do at this time, Kathy Thompson says, test. Kathy, I don't know what that means. I do not know where you're from.
Oh,
but
I like it. She's testing us.
Your test,
your
test was successful, Kathy. We are in fact live. But in any case, like I said, 2:02 p.m. here in New York City. So it's about time for us to discard it. Oh, Arlene says, is this pre-recorded? Arlene, I don't know. You tell me. Does this sound pre-recorded? All right. Any case, I've wasted enough time. 2 or 3 p.m. here in New York. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with everyone. And now just need to launch my PowerPoint. And all right, hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's workshop. Now, the full name of this workshop is How to Create Your Own Online School and Online Courses This Week Using Teachable, but we like to call this the Quick Start webinar because this is the place to learn how to get your school started quickly. Now, we're going to take that learning curve, we're going to bend it down a bit for you. We're going to show you just how easy this whole process can be. Now, I hope you're excited because I sure am. Now, let's get started. Now, you're obviously here with us today for a reason. You're here because you're interested in online courses and what you can do with them, but you should be asking some important questions like, who did we design this webinar for? Like, who's going to benefit the most from it? All this stuff. Well, first off, if you are someone who's maybe heard of online courses and you think that they might be a great way, like courses or memberships, you want to use them to monetize your knowledge or expertise, or you're interested in building your audience or brand online, this training will be perfect for you. Now, next, if you're somebody who already has a business, whether online or offline, and you're looking for a way to expand this business with online training or memberships, then this webinar will be perfect for you because online courses or memberships are a fantastic way to scale your business, to improve your engagement or add a new revenue stream, and I'll walk you through exactly how you can do this. And then finally, if you're already an expert, if you already have a course or a membership online somewhere, and you're looking for a platform that will help you make more money, work more efficiently, and also provide a better experience for your students, then this webinar is going to be perfect for you. Now, before I go any further, very quick tech tip for everyone in the chat. You're seeing anything be blurry or hard to read or out of focus, there's a very easy fix. Just mouse over the video, click the gear icon on the bottom right, and then change the resolution to 720p HD. So again, if you're seeing anything be blurry or hard to read or out of focus, mouse over that video, click the gear on the bottom right, change the resolution to 720p HD or 1080p if you really want to, and everything should be crystal clear. Now, at this point, I wanted to make a quick promise to everyone, which is that in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn exactly how you can create your own online courses or memberships using Teachable. And it doesn't sound like that much time, but you haven't seen just how easy Teachable is. And the second promise here is that this is going to be fully upfront and transparent. So no tricks or no gimmicks. I'm not going to surprise you at the end with a sales pitch, but I will say that at the end, there will be a special offer for everybody who signs up. I'm really excited to tell you a little bit more about this and why now is the best time to start using Teachable, but more on that in just a second. For now, I wanted to let you know what the game plan is for the webinar, because if you're anything like me, when you come to a webinar, you want to know, what is the syllabus? What's going to go on? Like, what in fact are we going to be learning? So first and foremost, we're going to have a live demo, which is going to show you exactly how you can use Teachable to create and sell your own online courses. And speaking of selling, we're going to talk about how Teachable is the easiest way to actually make money from your courses. It takes about 10 seconds to set up payments in Teachable. No mess, no fuss, no adding your bank accounts and stuff. It all just works, and I'll show you how. Now, after that, we're going to talk about how, wrong one. I scrolled the wrong way. After that, we're going to talk about how you can do this all today. Now, the main word in that sentence is today, because creating an online course sounds like a big project, something that you should tackle later. Something you're going to work on next week, or you're going to get around to it soon. It's really tempting to put it off if you don't know how easy it is, and I'll show you how simple this can really be. And then finally, we're going to go over some real-life case studies of regular people and small businesses who have used Teachable to generate thousands of dollars in monthly course sales from their first online courses, even if they didn't have a massive audience. And I'm serious when I say regular folks. These were people who had, YouTube channels. Maybe they had a blog, or maybe they wrote ebooks or had a podcast, or maybe they just, worked a job or had a small business, and they found that Teachable was the platform to unlock their success. Now, just a heads up, you're really going to want to take some notes. I know it's 2019 and we're surrounded by gadgets and gizmos, but it's been scientifically proven that writing something down by hand is the best way to remember it. So look around you, grab a pen and paper, and jot down some notes. You're not going to regret it. Oh, now before I go any further, important, I've got a quick poll for everyone in the chat. Just let me know the answer to this question. Who here has created an online course using Teachable? If you have, give me a yes. If you haven't, give me a no. If you feel like saying maybe, well, you can do that too. And this helps us tailor the webinar to you, because if I see mostly no's, we'll spend more time on the basics. If I see mostly yeses, we'll spend more time doing those advanced tips and tricks. And Katie, I see you typing away in the chat here. Are you seeing anyone chime in? Like, what's the breakdown of answers looking like here as they start coming in?
Yeah, they're pretty interesting. So we've got Catherine saying, working on it now. Joy, Ruby, Jennifer, Karen, and Raj all saying no. Kenny has started a mini course. A few other people saying no. And Megan said that she's playing around at the moment.
Ooh, very important thing is people always ask this in the chat. They're like, Cameron, are you like drinking beer at work? It's like, no, this is actually kombucha. Teachable, there's all these millennials here and they love kombucha. And actually, I was a little skeptical, but it's really good. So Katie and I both have our fresh glasses of kombucha with us today.
It is.
But what was the final breakdown there, Katie?
Yeah, majority of people are saying no, and a few people are still working on it. For example, Tommy is still working on his as well.
Okay, great. So based off of that analysis, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend most of the time at the beginning going over the basics, but what I'll do, I'll make sure to leave plenty of time at the end during the Q&A to go over some advanced tips and tricks. And now, what you've all been waiting for, it's time to meet your presenters. Hey everyone, that's me over on the left. I'm Cam. I work in sales at Teachable, but I actually got started in our customer support team, which means I've helped everyone from individuals to big businesses get started teaching online. And on the right, we have the incredible, the indomitable, the unstoppable Katie.
Hi guys. Hello, I'm Katie. I'm an account manager here at Teachable. I'll be in the chat as well, so please feel free to ask any questions, and I'll make sure I do my best to get back to you as quick as possible. We'll also have a bit more of an in-depth Q&A at the end, so if I miss any questions, please repost and we'll address them.
Yes, we will answer your questions, I swear. But here's the thing. Teachable isn't just me and Katie. At Teachable, we've got all these instructors. We have tens of millions of students who have taken 30,000 plus courses from, tens of thousands of instructors. And those instructors, I need to update this slide because they've earned not over $200 million, but over $250 million teaching online with Teachable. And the cool thing is for everyone who works here that it's not just, the big names. There's people like Pat Flynn and Seth Godin on Teachable. They're New York Times bestselling authors. And speaking of the New York Times, they use Teachable for their online training as well. But for us, the most exciting part is that people getting great results aren't just the big businesses and big names. It's people teaching card magic or mushroom expertise or personal branding or how to be a better tour guide or watercolor painting or blacksmithing or podcasting or this guy. His name is Alan, and he attended one of these webinars. And then a couple of weeks later, he launched his course about getting certified as a drone pilot. Now, he had wanted to do this for a long time, but when he found Teachable, he was able to get this up and running in weeks. The best part, Alan has since left his day job and runs his online training full time, making multiple six figures. So at this point, very curious to know, what ideas do you have for course topics? Let me know in the chat. Really curious to see what everyone's teaching here, because when I first started at Teachable, I thought the only thing people taught online was computer science. But now I know people teach everything from A to Z, literally astrology to zoology. So let me know in the chat, what are you going to be teaching on Teachable? And Katie, are you seeing the answers come in? Like, are there people sharing some incredible topics here? Like, they're just jumping in with enthusiasm?
Oh, yeah. Actually, Miguel, guitar lessons, jumped in pretty quick with, obviously, guitar lessons, which is awesome. We've got tarot reading, brand storytelling, minimalist and self-care, anxiety management, yoga and festival safety, languages again, medical diet, therapy, piano, online ESL course, spirit science, Brazilian you know what I'm trying to say.
Capoeira.
Parent talk, education training, swim coaching, 11-day MBA. Wow, these are fantastic. Learn music, holistic healing for animals, Filipino languages, beginner drawing, data science. I would love to just do like a download of all this information so I can know how to do that.
We can tag along on that Tagalog course.
Yeah, exactly. No, but these are awesome. Project management. Yeah, there's a huge diversity here, which is so cool to see.
Amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who's joining us. And I know that I would definitely get a lot out of some of your courses, so I'm going to keep an eye out for them. But I hope you haven't put your keyboards away, because I just need one more thing from you. Who wants to see what your school on Teachable could look like? I'm going to go over the case studies I mentioned earlier, so let me know in the chat and give me some enthusiasm. So give me a yes, a ya, a si, a we, a da, a hi, or a yas with multiple exclamation points. So give me some enthusiasm in the chat. Love to see enthusiasm here, because we have people all over the world, some up early, some staying up late. So let me know, are you excited to see this? I cannot wait to see your answers in the chat. And Katie, I hope you see some enthusiasm coming in already.
They came in so quickly that I'm unable to read them all, but Jesse says, you betcha. Wolf, Freya, Kyra, Tommy, they're already, yeah, I can't keep up with any of these. Sylvia's ready. They're definitely ready.
All right.
That's what I'm getting from all of that.
Let's dive in then. Let's go ahead. Let's hop right in. So I'm just going to share my screen again, and I'm going to start by going over the course called The Foundations of Card Magic. And a couple of things I want you to pay attention to here. First, this topic, card magic. Like, did you think you could teach this online? Do you think there were a lot of people who wanted to learn card magic? You know, I thought you had to become a magician's apprentice for this, but apparently there was a lot of demand out there for this kind of course, because when I look, they actually raised money to build this course on Kickstarter. And they raised something incredible here. What was it? $66,500. That's how much money they raised to teach card magic online. So if you think that your topic might be a little bit niche or a little bit small, don't worry, because there's probably still demand for it out there. And the second thing I want you to pay attention to is the beautiful sales page or landing page that comes with the course. So going to this page, this is what convinces someone to buy it. So they read through this, they're like, okay, this looks really interesting. There's a rich description. There's an instructor bio. And there is the full lesson plan, so the students know what they're getting in the course. It continues down at the bottom with FAQs, testimonials, and finally that call to action to get started now. Now, next, I want to show you an example of somebody who does multiple pricing. And sorry, I did this wrong link here, so I just go courses.startwithy.com. So you might have heard of Simon Sinek. He does all these TED Talks. And so Simon Sinek, he sells his training to organizations and businesses. So I want to show you his multiple pricing options. So he has access for you for $150 or a group license. So if I do, 8 people, then it's $1,200. If I do 9 people, it's $1,350. So he has these multiple pricing options for people who want to buy this for a group. So if you're interested in doing that on Teachable, you absolutely can. Now, the next thing I want to show you is an example of a membership on Teachable. So Dave Cross teaches Photoshop. He's been teaching Photoshop for 28 years. It's longer than I've been around, so he's been doing this for a while. And the cool thing about this is he does a membership instead of selling courses one by one. So when I scroll down this page, you're going to see that Dave, he has literally hundreds of courses. I'm scrolling faster and faster and faster. And so it would make no sense for him to try to sell all of these one at a time. So instead what he does is he sells access to all of his training. It's like, how much is it? $4,000+ worth of training. He sells this all for $19 a month, or $189 a year. And the cool thing is that he also includes bonuses like office hours. He does office hours for his audience as well. So if you're interested in setting up a membership site on Teachable, you can do that easily. Now, next, I wanted to show you Stack Skills. So Stack Skills is an example of a course marketplace, which means that they have multiple courses from multiple people, and Teachable handles all of the back office work automatically. So when I check out their courses, I see that they've got some courses here from, Kevin, from Tanner, from Sanjin. And let me explain what happens here. When Sanjin, when he sells his course on Stack Skills for $50, we automatically split up the revenue, with some part of it going to Sanjin, some part of it going to Stack Skills, the school that it's on, and we automatically handle all the tax work as well. So if you want to have other people contribute training to your site, this is something you can do, and we'll handle all of it. Now, next I want to show you Sewema. So Sewema is a great example of a school that's entirely another language. So in this case, entièrement en français. And in fact, everything here, where I think they sell some of their courses, everything here is not in US dollars if they're selling it, but I think it's in a different currency. And actually, no, it looks like they're just doing free training. But in any case, I wanted to show you this largely because it's in another language. So again, everything here is in French, entièrement en français. And this means it's not just the course content itself, like the 101 du marketing événementiel, instead of the 101 of event marketing, but the interface is in another language as well. So instead of clicking login, I click on connexion. Instead of putting in my email, I put in my adresse électronique instead of my password, my mot de passe. So no matter what language you want to teach in, your students will be able to learn in that language. And then finally, I just wanted to show you HealBright. They're a great example of kind of customization that people have done. So Teachable looks and works great out of the box, but if you want to take things to the next level, you can really customize the site. So they've built this beautiful page with a video backdrop, images that fade out, and even like custom pages for corporations who want to buy this training for their employees. So even if you are getting started out of the box and then want to customize even more in depth, Teachable lets you do that. So now that we've had a chance to take a look at some of these together, let's actually hop in. Let's build a course together. So I don't expect you to follow along with me and like do this at the same time, but just pay attention, take notes, and don't worry, you're going to find that there's plenty to review. So I'm just going to put in my email here. I'm going to do Cameron Quickstart. And today is 61319 at teachable.com. And yes, we are live. That is today's date. So my full name is Cameron Mattis, but I'm a nice millennial, so you can find me on Instagram at Cameron Mattis. See y'all there. So I put in my email already. Then I have my password. Super secret. Sorry, guys, I can't tell you what it is. And I'm going to agree to the terms of use and privacy policy. And this means that you own your content, your students, your pricing. You own all of this. Finally, I'm going to name my school. Now, a school is what Teachable calls a course website. Your school can contain unlimited courses. So I'm just going to call this Teachable Quickstart because even though I'm naming it something boring, you can change this at any time. So I'll click Create New School, and now my school is being built for me in the background, and all I have to do is just fill out a little bit more information, like, my location. So I'll put in the Bahamas, because I wish I was in the Bahamas right now. Just getting around. So now that I've put in my location and all of this, my school is actually fully built, and all I need to do is start adding content to it. So when you log in for the first time, we give you this dashboard of everything you need to do. And hey, you can skip the first one, sign up for the live webinar. You've already done that. Then we're going to create a course, customize look and feel, and set up our domain name. So let's dive straight in here. Let's start by creating a course. Now, very important thing that I want to ask everyone, what should we be teaching today? Give me something in the chat, and Katie, let me know what they're saying, but I want to hear something funny. So give me, something kind of funny that we could be teaching. We've done like underwater basket weaving, how to train your dragon, how to lead a webinar with no tech issues. So let me know, give me some funny ideas that we should be teaching here. I'm kind of curious to know, but I kind of think that this audience, Katie, is going to be a little bit of I've got a feeling that they've got a good sense of humor. So give me some funny ideas here for what we could be teaching.
Kevin came in very quickly with cookies, just cookies though, which I kind of like. Rebecca was like how to catch a unicorn, competitive frog racing, how to catch a unicorn again. Some of these I can't read. Cookies for cats, dog hair braiding, better ending for Game of Thrones.
Here, here.
I agree. Wow, catch a unicorn. I'm just gonna go for that because so many people are reposting it. Ooh, how to train your dragon, very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the catching a unicorn. Catching a unicorn,
but was that?
Rebecca, you get the credit because you said it first.
It was Rebecca's. Rebecca's had this idea first, or maybe Rebecca's posting in the comments under like multiple names, just being like, "Hey, everyone support this Rebecca." But in any case, Rebecca, congratulations, congratulations, Rebecca! Ding, 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 ding! You are our lucky winner, and I'm very excited to tell you that you win nothing. So we are gonna name this course after you, though. So you do win something. You win fame and well, not fortune, just fame. So in any case, Rebecca, congratulations. We're going to call this Rebecca's Guide to Catching a Unicorn. And the subtitle for this course, this is, let's go to the page we were looking at earlier. So the subtitle is this line right here. So the title of the course is The Foundations of Card Magic. The subtitle is A Comprehensive Lesson Plan for Learning the blah, 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 blah. So this is going to be the #1 guide on the internet to catching a unicorn without getting gored, which is like stabbed by the horn. Now we have our author here, the person who created the course. By default, it's me because I own the school. If I want to, I could create an account for Rebecca and be like, it's Rebecca's course. But you know what? I want Cameron Mattis to get the credit here. So Cameron Mattis at Cameron Mattis. I am going to be the creator of the course. Sorry, Rebecca, but it was a great idea. So now that I've created the course, let's go in here and let's actually start adding content to it. So the content in this course, it's divided into what we call sections and lectures. And think of this like chapters and pages in a book. So a book is made up of pages, which are divided into chapters. In the same way, a course is made up of lectures, which are divided into sections, okay? So just like a book might have 5 chapters with 10 pages each, a course might have 5 sections with 10 lectures each. There'd be a beginning section with a few lectures in it, a middle section with a few lectures in it, and an ending section with a few lectures in it. Each of the lectures actually contains your content, like your video, your text, etc. So now that you've heard that very boring spiel, let's go ahead, let's get started here. I'm gonna make a new lecture to get started. So I'm just gonna call this lecture 1. Unicorns are fun! Exclamation point. Oop, I put a slash in there. Couldn't delete that. There we go. So I'm going to start off here by adding some video content. And no, you're not required to add video content to your school, but I encourage it because people engage better with video than any other type of platform. So in case you just missed that, I literally just dragged and dropped in a video file and uploaded in a couple of seconds. You don't need to upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or anywhere else first. You can just drop it right onto Teachable and we host it for you. Now, if you want to keep it on YouTube, you can embed a YouTube video, but let us host your videos. We'll do it an unlimited amount of video for free included with your plan. So I've added some video here and it's already getting refreshed and ready for playback. So I've added a video now. How about, let's say like a PDF document. So I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to find a PDF document. I'll upload that. And there we go. I've added a PDF document. Now, let's say I have like a PowerPoint presentation. I could upload a PowerPoint file, but it'll be like a resource that the student can download. It's not going to, the slides aren't going to show up right on the page. So typically for a PowerPoint presentation or a keynote, we recommend actually exporting those as a video or a PDF and letting people just download the slides that way. So I've added a video, and I've added a PDF. Now, how about, like some text? So I'm going to go and I'm going to just start writing in some text. And to save everyone some time, I'm going to use a little bit of demo text we have. So let me show you how this works. Like back in the day, if you wanted to edit text on the internet, you would need to use HTML. Ooh, very spooky HTML. The Teachable, that's no longer the case. So if I want to make something bold, I select it and I make something bold. If I want to make it italic, I select it and then I hit the italic button. If I want to link something to google.com, I select it, hit the link button, insert a link to google.com, and I can even have this open in a new tab. So if you want to link to external resources, that's very easy to do. So you notice that as I've done this, each of these 3 types of content I've added, the video, the PDF, and the text, it shows up on this page as what I might call a block, okay? So I've got a video block, I've got a PDF block, I've got a text block, and all of these are draggable, droppable, rearrangeable, so you can move these all around very easily. And Blake in the chat says, is this live? Blake, yes, this is live, and if anybody here is a robot, can you just let us know in the chat? Yes, I'm a robot. And Teresa from Oregon, yes, this is a live webinar. People are so doubtful. So I've added video, I've added text, I've added PDF, and this is looking good. So I can move on here, but before I do, want to refresh the page to show you something quickly, which is that you can, take further actions with all the files here. So for instance, on the videos, I can click this button and then let users download them, or I can click this button to add captions to the video. It's pretty easy to do this kind of thing. So I've added a good amount of content to this page. So I'm going to move on and I'm going to start adding, a few more types of content. So I'm going to create a new lecture and I'm going to call this, lecture 2, unicorns and you. And in this page, I'm going to add some questions and discussions as well as a quiz. So before I add the quiz, I want to show you something important. This is a feature that's available on our professional plan. So we've added these a compliance feature to make your quizzes even better. So for instance, I can just click on this to enforce lecture order, and students have to go through the quiz in order. Then I would click this button to enforce video watching, and now people they have to watch all the videos in order to keep going. Then I can click this to make people take the quizzes, like make them enforced. I can set a passing grade, like how about 75%, and I can give students a retake. So I'll allow students 1 retake, and I'll hit save. So we just added this, and these features are available on the professional plan. This is good. This is looking good to me. So I'm just going to refresh the page now that I've set up those settings. All right, so lecture 2, unicorns and you. I'm going to start by adding some comments and discussions. So back in the day, you would need to, use third-party plugins or stuff like that. Let me show you how long it takes in Teachable. Literally 1 click. And that's all you need to do to add comments. It is seriously that easy. And you can do this on any page. You can do this on 1 page, on a few pages throughout, or on every page in the course. So this way people can be having comments and discussions. It really gets community going. In fact, I'm going to put in some text saying, like, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Beautiful. So I've added, some comments here. So now I want to add some text. Sorry, not some text. I'm going to add a quiz. So I'm just going to click Add Quiz. And I'm going to say, who is presenting? The correct answer is Katie and Cam. Incorrect answer is Chef Boyardee. Is this webinar good? Webinar good. The correct answer is true. The incorrect answer is false. So you can do true, false. So you can do multiple choice. You can do true, false. Jason, I'll show you at the end what it looks like from a student's perspective. So I've done multiple choice. I've done true, false, and I can do multiple answer. Let me show you what that means. So which of these are characters from Game of Thrones? So 1 correct answer would be Tyrion. Tyrion Lannister. An incorrect answer would be Harry Potter. Another incorrect answer would be Frodo Baggins. And a correct answer would be Jon Snow. So in a multiple answer webinar, in a multiple answer quiz, you have to select multiple correct answers in order to get the question right. So I've added quizzes, I've added discussion, I've added a little bit of text. So this lecture is looking good. So I'm going to publish this, and I'm going to move on. So I've added lecture 1, lecture 2. So this is moving pretty quickly, okay? So this is moving pretty quickly, but what if this isn't fast enough for me? Like, what if I already have a bunch of content ready to upload already on my computer or on my device or on Dropbox or Google Drive somewhere, and I want to upload it all at once. I don't want to have to make one page every single time, then keep on uploading it. So I'm going to show you my favorite feature on Teachable. It's the bulk upload feature. And what I'm going to do, it allows me to go to my computer, and I'm actually going to select 7 different video files. I just have these ready on my computer. And I'm going to drag them in, and I'm going to hit upload. And what it'll do is it will automatically add them into the system, process them, analyze them, then it will create a new video lecture for every single file I uploaded. So in about 10 seconds, I was just able to create a fantastic lecture, super duper lecture, an incredible lecture, my personal favorite lecture, the best lecture ever, an okay lecture, really fantastic lecture. Whew, okay, and I did that all in about 10 seconds. So when I go into these lectures, I can see that, there's a video already in here, I can customize it, I can make changes, I can turn on comments or whatever, but I've just saved myself hours of time just by doing that bulk upload. Oh, and this is very important. Megan, if you want people to not be able to download it, just don't check the cloud icon. The cloud icon determines whether or not people can download it. It's very simple. So one last thing I want to show you. Just like how inside a lecture I can drag and drop and I can rearrange my content, it's the same thing for in the course itself. So for instance, if I want to take a super duper lecture and drag this up here, I can do this. I could even take the second section and move it up to the top. But you know what? I don't really like how it looks there. So I'm going to take the first section and I'm going to move that back. So we let you drag and drop and we let you move everything around here. So now we're going to get to my favorite part, which is adding a price. And people ask me all the time on Teachable, like, how should I price my course? What type of price should I use? And my main ideas and my main kind of suggestions for you are to do 2 things, which is number 1, give your users ways to pay you more, and then give your users multiple ways to pay you. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to start off by just offering a one-time purchase for this course, and you can set your prices in any currency. So I'm just going to do this in, I don't know, I'll do dollars. I'm going to stick to dollars for now, and I'll make the price $299, and I'll hit add pricing. Now, I'm going to change the name of this to be the Basic Edition. I'm going to show you why in just a second. I'm going to say this includes only the course. Because remember the first rule I just said like a minute ago? Give your users ways to pay you more. So now I'm going to add a new pricing plan, this time for $899 US. I'll call this VIP Edition, and I'm going to say that this includes the course plus some one-on-one private training. Now, all of a sudden, maybe 10 to 30% of my purchasers, they are going to be able to spend $600 more just to get some one-on-one time with me. So if your time is worth $600, well, this is definitely something that's worth doing. So the main thing I want to show you here is I've got the basic edition, I've got the VIP edition, but now I want to show you another option. So even $300 up front, that's a lot for a lot of different people. So I could add a payment plan instead, where I can instead do, how about 3 monthly payments of $119 US. I'm going to call this a payment plan over time. I'm going to say, select this option to pay over time. So for this, it's really easy. The user, when they sign up for this, they get access to the content, but they're locked into a contract. They cannot remove their card. They have to have an active card to keep on making their monthly payments. But we suggest making it more expensive to do this. So in this case, they pay 20% more in order to do paying monthly instead of upfront pricing. So I've done a one-time purchase, a basic edition, I've done a VIP edition, and I've done a payment plan. So this is looking good. So I'm going to publish this course and just do a little bit of light finishing up before we finish. So the first thing is I want to show you that we can do certificates as well. So in my course, I can just create a new certificate. I'll use one of our built-in templates, and we can also customize this. So we have a certificate customizer for me to, let's say, add a logo to my certificate. So I'll drag in a logo, and I've added one there. I can add a signature. Every certificate has a unique serial number, but I want to put on my signature here. So I'm going to upload a file of my signature, except I don't have one on this computer, so I'll have a picture of Katie's face instead. So there we go. There's Katie. She is now my signature. I'm going to finish this and activate it. And now students who take this course will get a certificate automatically. And by the way, this will happen, this is available for you on the professional plan and up. So there we go. I've added a certificate. Now I want to show you our pages. So when you create a course on Teachable, you can automatically do it. we automatically create 3 different pages: the sales page, the checkout page, and the thank you / upsell page. So the sales page, this is where they come to, learn more about your course and to buy it. This is an example of a course, of a sales page. Then there's the checkout page where they actually buy the course. This is what a checkout page looks like. And you can customize this and add bullet points and trust badges and all sorts of nice info. You can customize that checkout page. And finally, there's a thank you page. And on the thank you page, you can do upsells. Everyone in the chat should know how powerful this is. An upsell is when right after someone buys, you give them the option right there with one click to buy something else. So, hey, you just bought my $99 course. You can actually get my $39 ebook today for $19. Just click here right now. This converts so well. We added upsells a couple of months ago, and our users have made more than $1 million off of upsells. So let me show you exactly how all these work. So let me show you the thank you page first, the upsell page. So I can just put in a video here. So I'll add in a video of me saying like, hey, don't go, watch this first. So I'll just call this video, I'll say like, watch this video before you move on. Fantastic. And they'll watch that video and learn more about it. Now I'm going to change this to an upsell, and then I'll give people the option to, buy an additional course. And if I have a coupon on the other course, they can even apply the coupon right then and there. So I've set up my upsells. I'm just going to save this. And that's my thank you page. I've built a thank you page. Now I want to show you our beautiful checkout page. So if any of you have ever heard like, oh, if I want to sell something online, I need to buy like a cart. I need to sign up for cart software, which I have to pay for. So like I have to buy this cart or that cart, or, use Shopify or WooCommerce or anything like that. No, Teachable has a checkout solution built in, and it's one of the best ones on the market. It converts so well because it's a single page, beautiful checkout experience. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy. And they haven't done this, but on the right-hand side, you can customize it by adding testimonials, bullet points, and trust badges. So I'll say like, see what others have to say here. And I'll add a picture of Katie, and she'll give me a testimonial saying like, Katie says, this course was great! ! And by the way, even if you don't have any testimonials from people who have taken your course, you can have testimonials from people who have worked with you, all that good stuff. So bullet points, I can do something like, here's what you'll learn, ... And I'll add a bullet point like stuff and, things. And there we go. I've added bullet points to my checkout page. Finally, about a trust badge. So let's say I'm offering 30 days money back. So I'll put in 30 days money back. I'll hit save, and I've added a trust badge now. So I'm just going to publish this, and now I've got a beautiful checkout page that's ready to convert my customers. So finally, I've done the checkout page and the thank you page, but guess what? I'm going to also do the sales page as well. So for the sales page, I'm going to customize this. The main thing here is like, you remember this beautiful page that we were looking at earlier? Guess what? We actually just built this page for you. So all of the stuff on here we've already added, and it's just your job to customize it and finish this up. So for instance, I'm going to add a nice, image to the background. So I'll do the beach because unicorns love hanging out on the beach. And you see how this white text is a little bit hard to read? We have a built-in slider to darken the image so you can read the text easier. We think about the little things, the small frustrations that would bother you on another platform. So we've added this beautiful image. I'll put in my course description here. I'll type something up. And even in the course description, we can, do something like put in some image or multimedia to make it look a little bit better. And by the way, anywhere I add images on the site, I can use a group of royalty-free stock images that we have purchased for you. So I can drag this in, and I'll put in another little bit of text. There we go. This is looking good. And finally, I might add, a testimonial. So I'm going to click Insert New Block. And at the bottom here, I'll just click a testimonial. And I'll say, we even write it for you. This is an excellent course, definitely worth checking out. I'll say that this is from Encore Nagpal. And who is Encore Nagpal? Well, he's actually the CEO of Teachable, believe it or not. And I'll add a picture of Encore here because I do have one floating around on my computer. So I'll hit open. There we go. We have our testimonial. We have our course description. So we're all good here. And I'm going to save this and finish up. So in just a couple of minutes, we've really built a beautiful entire course here, but I'm going to show you even more about this in just a second. But first, I want to customize the look and feel a little bit. So for the look and feel, you can change anything on this page. So I can like upload a logo here just by going to my computer and choosing a logo file. And for some of the people in the chat saying this is too fast, you're going to get a replay, so you can rewatch this at your leisure. So I've added a logo file. Now I want to change the font, so I'm just going to select the font that I want and hit save, and now the font has been changed. Now I want to, for instance, change the colors. This is where people ask me about changing the color of the text. You can manually change the color of the text, or you can use one of our built-in color schemes. I'll stick with the built-in because it looks really nice. I'm going to make one quick change on my end. I'm going to make the sales page to my course the home page, so it's the first thing people go to. And then finally, I've created a course, customized look and feel, and set up our domain. Now, setting up the domain, when you get started with Teachable, you get a domain that says, something.teachable.com, like my website.teachable.com. Once you're on a paid plan, like a professional plan, you can use a custom domain. A custom domain would be like courses.52cards.com, a domain that doesn't have Teachable in it. I'm going to stick with Teachable for right now, though, and I'm going to click on confirm domain to finish up and keep this going. All right, so I'm going to confirm my domain, and there we go. So we've confirmed our domain, and we're now ready to launch the school because we've created a course, we've customized look and feel, we've set up our domain name. So now it's time to launch our school so we can see what we have built. All right, everyone. So welcome to Rebecca's Guide to Catching a Unicorn. So this is the #1 guide on the internet to catching a unicorn without getting gored. So we've got our button here to enroll in the course. We've got our rich description filled with images and text. We've got my instructor. His bio is a little bit blank. I didn't put in an about me here. We've got our testimonial from Encore saying this is an excellent course. With our class curriculum here, all about what we're going to learn, FAQs, and then finally the multiple pricing options, the VIP, the basic, or the payment plan over time. And everything here will work perfectly on a mobile device. So if I'm looking at this as if I'm on an iPhone, for instance, everything automatically works for iPhone without having to go back and make a customization or go to like mobile.mywebsite.com. This all works on any device. Same thing, by the way, for inside the course. So I'm looking at the course here as an enrolled student, and everything is clean and simple and easy to use. Our videos, our text, our PDF, it all just works. It's just simple. It's workable. So who is presenting? I don't know. I think it's Katie and Cam. All right, I got that right. Is this webinar good? True. The multiple answer question, what are the characters in Game of Thrones? It's definitely Harry Potter and Frodo Baggins. Oh no, I only got 2 out of 3 there. Whatever. I'll leave a comment saying like, this quiz was hard, exclamation point. Oh, and everything on here, this is all going to work beautifully on Teachable as well. So if I, for instance, want to look at this course as if I'm on a phone, everything will work perfectly on a phone. And Mitchell says, you said iPhone about Samsung. Whether it's an iPhone, Android, Potato, like here's a Galaxy S5, it looks great on here too. Here's a Pixel 2, it works great on here. So no matter what device you're using, whether it's a Kindle, iPhone, iPad, Potato, whatever, this is going to work perfectly. So everyone, thank you so much for spending some time learning a little bit more about Teachable. Hope this has been pretty exciting, and I hope that you've had the chance to learn a lot. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we have in store for you and what we're going to be able to do for you today. Because if you liked what you saw today and you liked all the stuff that you learned, well, I think you might be pretty interested in the special offer that we have available for people who join us today. So first, I just want to say congratulations and that you guys done it. Like, you just learned a lot about Teachable. You absorbed a lot of information, but who here feels a little bit like this? A little bit like the dog in the blanket. It's okay. We just learned a lot. But I'm curious to know, what has your biggest takeaway been so far? Let me know in the chat. Is it that Katie is an incredibly fast typist? Is it that Teachable is easier than I thought it was to use? Is it, the multiple pricing options are available? The fact that you can use certificates? The fact that you can do upsells or compliance, or you can do employee training? So let me know, what's been your biggest takeaway so far? Very curious to hear what some of the learnings have been in the chat this afternoon, and afternoon in the US, I mean. So Katie, are you looking in the chat now, or what are people saying in terms of what they've learned and what some of their takeaways have been? Anything exciting? And let me just turn on your microphone there.
Yeah, some really interesting things. We've got people, Emily saying this is seriously doable, which is awesome to hear. Jort said this is great. Brian said catching a unicorn is now possible. Angelina loves the great features. Teachable, easier than I thought, which is great to hear. And I really want to get going using the platform. Easy to set up and use, says Teresa. User-friendly, multiple pricing options is great. Yeah, so a lot of people finding it user-friendly and the pricing options as well.
All right. So everyone, thank you so much for sharing your takeaways there. But I want your biggest takeaway to be that you can do this. Just like this guy who is jumping over a cliff right now, I want you to have some confidence in yourself. And the thing is, I know this not because of just a feeling I have, because of data. Because we have, again, tens of thousands of instructors who have taught tens of millions of students and earned hundreds of millions of dollars. And when we look at the data, we find that there are two ways that you can do this, and both of them can work, okay? The first of them is to go on this journey yourself. You know, take the learnings from this webinar, read our blog, do all this stuff on your own, take action on your own, do the trial and error, and try to figure this all out on your own. It's doable. I know that you can do this. I've got confidence in you because others have done this. But not everyone has time for this. Not everyone has patience for this. Sometimes folks just want to learn the best practices and follow a path. So that's why we built the second path, which is to work with folks who have done this before, learn your best practices, and get extra help while you do this. Now, this path is typically faster, it's more likely to work, and there's also accountability because you're joining a community of folks doing this alongside you. And today, I wanted to offer you this second path to everyone who is interested. And by the way, if you don't even need to hear anymore, if you're ready to get started, if you're like, okay, this is the tool for me in my business, there should be a button right above this video right now for you to join us on the professional plan. The professional plan is $99 a month, or if you pay annually, it's $79 a month. But in any case, if you want to create an awesome online course or membership, you typically need two things. You need the tech and the tools, which is where Teachable comes in, and you need a proven path to follow from people who have done this before. So what we decided to do in our special offer for today is to include both of those things. So you're going to get our professional plan, which is every feature we have pretty much. There's unlimited courses and students, integrations with your service providers, drip content, analytics and tracking, e-commerce, email marketing, instant payments, no transaction fees, as well as course compliance, live chat support, certificates. So this is our it's not action-packed, our most valuable plan, given that the more expensive one is 5 times the cost and only includes a few business-centric features. The vast majority of people are fine with the professional plan. In fact, all these folks on here who are making 6 or 7 figures a year with online courses, they use Teachable at the $99 level. We don't penalize you for your success. We charge you the same amount regardless of how successful you are. Now, once you have the tools and the technology to build your course or membership, you need a step-by-step plan to actually help you create and launch it. And that's why we did 2 things. First, we created Teachable U, which is a training program, and then we did an event called the Creator Challenge. And this is running all summer long in 2019, and I'll tell you more about this later, but in addition to Teachable U, you're also going to get entry into the Creator Challenge. So the Teachable U program gives you everything that you need to actually create your online courses or memberships or earn additional money and gain more freedom. It's an online training program with the goal of getting you from 0 to launching a course in 90 days or less. Now, again, if you want to create a course or a membership, this is, from our data, the fastest way to get it done. Now, Teachable U consists of 4 premium trainings. The first one is all about choosing your course topic, and you're going to use this to come away with like, oh, this is what I should actually be teaching. This is how I know that people want to learn this. This is what I should name my course, and here are some case studies that walk me through how to do this. So this training is going to let you feel confident knowing that you have the perfect course topic. Now, the next training, this is for everyone in the chat being like, okay, this sounds good, but I don't have an audience yet. Why should I pay for Teachable when I don't have anyone on my email list and I only got, only a few people on social? So the coolest thing about online courses or memberships is that we found they're actually an amazing way to grow your audience. So this entire training is all about building your audience using online courses. So we're going to walk you through how to use mini courses to generate hundreds of subscribers, using an email course to educate your students. We walk you through 18 total types of content and lead magnets that you can use to draw people in. So you're going to learn all this and even more. meaning that by the end of this course, you will be ready to create an audience of true fans who are ready and excited to buy your paid training or your membership. The third training is all about actually creating your course. So we went through the nuts and bolts today of getting stuff onto the system, but like, how do you actually create your videos? How do you plan and structure your course? Like, what are the best ways to find your outcomes? So this training walks you through how to map out your course, different types of course formats, budget-friendly home studio setups, how to use time management to create your course, and even more. Meaning that by the end of it, you will actually be able to create a professional, high-impact course you'll be proud of and your students will love, and you'll know exactly how to get that onto Teachable. And finally, our last training is about launching your course or your membership. So once you have your content built and you have an audience, how do you get this out into the world? So this training walks you through different types of course launches, gives you guides on how to set your pricing, how to generate sales without being too salesy, and how to also pick the right price point for everything. And in addition, you'll also learn how to write copy for your sales page, set up your checkout sequence, use our email launch plan to build excitement, and even more. Now, after all of this, you'll be able to launch your first course or membership, enroll your first students or members, and generate real revenue. Now, throughout the 4 core trainings, we're also going to give you all of our resources, like our checklists, our templates, our email scripts, our calendars, and you go through all of these at your own pace. So even if you're very busy, this is still the right time for you. Now, plus, there's something else in addition, which is that every month inside of Teachable U, not only do you get those 4 core trainings, but we add a brand new hour-long partner trainings in addition. So we have these every month. Someone comes in, or like someone that we work with, and they walk you through setting up Facebook ads, improving your video, doing better offers, all this stuff. Now, plus, this is a special bonus. When you upgrade on the webinar, you get access to the replays from our last summit. Now, the summit is this incredible event. We run these like once or twice a year where we have incredible speakers talking all about online courses, and the replays from these summits, we typically lock them away behind a paywall. But we're going to give you free access to these when you join us today. So replays by Mariah Kaz, Alana K. Vallia, Jessica Tor, and more. You're going to get all of these when you join us today on the webinar. So everything you get today, you get our monthly plan, which is $99 a month on Pro. You get the Teachable U core curriculum. You get the resources. You get the monthly live trainings. Now, this would be a great deal even if you were spending that $1,000 on it. But we're going to give it to you today at no cost when you join us on the professional plan at $99 a month. Now, we do also have a basic plan. It's a little bit cheaper. You'll still get some of the features you need. So you'll have unlimited courses. You'll still be able to use third parties, but you do have a pretty big transaction fee, which is 5%. So most folks here, they actually get started on Pro, and then you can downgrade to basic if you need to, which is why we say it's our most popular plan, and it's the right one for most people. So if this makes sense to you, here's what to do next. Some of you have done this already, but click the button up above to buy the bundle now. And it still gets better. One last thing, which is that we have on our end the world's best guarantee for software. So you have 30 days to go through everything. Set up your school, download all of the bonuses, go through all of this. And if by the end of 30 days you decide that Teachable isn't perfect for you, let us know and we will give you a full refund, no questions asked. Just shoot us an email or start a live chat. It is that easy. This is our way of making this 100% risk-free. Like, I like to think of this, I'm a little bit of an anxious person. I get anxious pretty easily. So when I think about decisions like this, I'm like, okay, what is the worst case scenario here? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen if I sign up? Well, Teachable, the worst case scenario is you get your money back, and that's it. We just go our separate ways. But one last thing. This is a bonus only for folks who join us on the professional plan. And that is 8 weeks of our live group coaching calls. So I run these every week. I love doing these. They're an incredible time. And the way that this works is that I hop on a live video call on Zoom with typically between 5 and 15 Teachable instructors. We have a whale of a time talking about, successes, learning lessons from each other, building networks. You get 8 weeks of access to these for free only on our professional plan. So today, everything you get the Teachable U, you get the course creation templates, you get the summit replays, monthly live streaming sessions from Teachable U, and 8 weeks of live group coaching. Now, on top of all of this, I'm actually just going to skip to the end here. On top of all of this, when you join us, you're going to get access to our Creator Challenge. So I'm just going to finish this up because I wanted to tell you about the Creator Challenge just in person here. The Creator Challenge is a summer-long competition that we are doing where during the course of the summer, if you hit certain milestones in your course, like if you enroll your first student or you just publish your first course, we're going to give you rewards like 2 free months of ConvertKit into the email host, or a really nice mug when you sell more than $5 worth of courses. If you sell more than $1,000, we send you a plaque. And at the end of the summer, we're going to take 2 people who are beginners and 2 people who are experts. You choose which track you're on during the summer. And we're going to take all of those and we're going to send you to New York City for a mastermind weekend. So we are offering this. On top of this, you also get access to a private community. Like there's accountability groups where you can get started. This is we're so excited about this. We've got over 3,000 people participating in this challenge, and you get free access to this challenge when you join us on a Teachable paid plan today. So I just really wanted to make sure I had time to actually tell you more about this. But now we're live. We're here to answer all your questions. So ask us your questions now, because we're here really to make sure that you get started with confidence. All right. Generosa says, how much does Teachable cost you? It's $99 a month for Pro, $39 a month for Basic. Maggie says, are you locked into a contract? Katie answered this, but no, you are not. You can cancel at any time. You can get a lower price if you agree to an annual plan. That's our incentive.
And yes, thank you, Brian. I was trying to keep up in the chat, typing. If I missed any of your questions, please repost. I know a few people I said I'd love to dive into your questions in a bit more detail during the Q&A, so definitely do repost if I mentioned that to you. What are the difference between the plans? So I'm going to shoot you the comparison. Basically, the biggest difference to note are the features. So maybe there's more advanced features. For example, in the professional plan, you could have things like certificates of completion. So that means you can automatically send out certificates of completion to someone who completes your course either automatically or have that set out manually by yourself, depending on what you would want as a cadence to your users. But there's other features to take note of as well. So in that comparison, that will break down which features are to note as well. But with all of the plans, you do get access to Teachable U, which is great. A few people are asking, are there additional costs and services for, say, something like mail services? So with Teachable, it's a subscription, so it's a flat fee depending on if you go for monthly or annual. The monthly or annual plan, and depending on which plan that you go for, and there's no kind of hidden fees. So for active users or something, there's no charge there, because we want to kind of enhance your growth rather than stunt it. You also asked about, say, for a mail service. So Teachable does have emailing within the platform itself. It's great for doing a blast email to a cohort or maybe to an entire school of your users, but it doesn't do. I had a conversation with, I've forgotten their name, about Active Campaign, but basically Teachable doesn't have intricate maybe segmenting within the emails or any kind of complicated like CRM flows. We're not experts in that field, but we do integrate with platforms or CRM systems that do that. So if you have maybe an emailing system that you're using and you would want to continue using, you can do that. And if you want to kind of scale it out and just email through Teachable, you can start off doing that and then eventually use maybe a different CRM system.
So Sue says, can I purchase month by month for $99 for the basic? So Sue, the basic is $39 a month if you pay monthly. The Pro is $99 a month if you pay monthly. It's only $79 a month if you pay annually.
Amelia says, and affiliate programs. Yep, so that's on all plans. The affiliate program just means that you can, any of your users, you can assign them a affiliate cookie or make them an affiliate of your course. And if they promote your course, it'll automatically be tracked on the back end. And you can select the revenue share that they get for every time someone signs up via that affiliate.
So Jess, somebody, you can buy with PayPal on Teachable, like you can buy courses with PayPal. So during that process, I believe if they log into their account, there might be a way for them to do PayPal credit or do a pay over time. So Rumble, yes, selecting upgrade to Pro will allow you to do that. Jort says, how can I upgrade to the annual plan? So that's a great question. So I'm actually, excuse me, I'm just gonna share my screen and show you what that looks like. So I'm just gonna share my screen. So you just upgraded your plan. Congratulations. You would just go through the process to upgrade to the monthly Pro plan. So you're watching this webinar right now and you're like, okay, this sounds great. So I'm gonna click upgrade to Pro. I'm gonna put my information here. So you upgrade to the monthly professional plan. And now you're in your admin dashboard on your plan page. So all you need to do is click annual plans and click switch to annual right here. Okay, so again, go to your plan page, click annual plans, and click switch to annual, and that will switch you to the annual the annual professional plan right there, along with the lower cost. Jeff, if I already had an account started and used the button upgrade to upgrade, where would I access additional materials? Jeff, that should all be in Teachable U.
Temi, you're asking about drip content. So drip content is when you release content over a certain period of time from a user's enrollment. So that could be 2 weeks after they enroll, they receive the 4th course, or so on and so forth. And there's a different cadence that you can set it on. I'm also going to shoot you the blog article on how you can set it up and what it is as well. Can you do a membership and an upfront cost? Yes, you can, Elliot. So you can have a mixture of different payment offerings. So whether that be a subscription, membership, one-time purchase, payment plan, there's no limit to the amount of.
I had forgot to unshare our screen. They were just staring at that page.
So you can have a mixture of payment options for your users depending on your business model. And there's also no limit to the amount that you can offer. Maybe it's different currencies, different options, totally up to you.
Jen K, you have 24 hours for the bundle, but I believe that there's a fast action bonus, which is the summit replays are only available if you upgrade on the webinar. Kathy, yes, if you upgrade to the basic plan for the annual plan, it's only $29 a month paid annually.
Sylvia, yes, you can do webinars through Teachable. You can also do, we see a lot of people offering live, say one-on-one coaching or workshops. So I'll shoot you a bit more information on that as well.
So Kara says, can I export a slideshow from Google Docs into a video? For Google Docs, I would actually export that as a PDF. I don't know if Google Docs is a way to just export as a video, so I would just recommend doing that. Miguel says, ProPlan has access to people in my niche and can learn from them. So Miguel, you get access to our creator community. Once you're in the creator challenge especially, you get access to our creator challenge community. There are other folks teaching music there, and you would get access to them. Jort has done the ProPlan annual. Jort, great to have you. Virtual high five, real high five. Amelia says, can I sell other digital products with Teachable? Absolutely. So people do ebooks, people do virtual event tickets, people do all sorts of things sold via Teachable, even if they're not courses or memberships. Free says, silly question, you have to plan to launch your school. So it's definitely part of the flow to switch to a plan before you upgrade your school, yes.
Donnie, can I export PowerPoint so I can convert to online? I'm not totally sure what you mean, but what we do see a lot of people do or offering is when they have a PowerPoint presentation, they'll do a video and walk someone through the video of their PDF. I don't think I've answered your question, Donna, so please let me know how I can elaborate.
So Lindsay says, this is a tough question. How do you prevent users from sharing content with their friends? Lindsay, let's imagine that a publisher contacts you to talk about publishing a book with them. And you walk into the publisher's office and you say, this sounds great. I would love to publish my book with you. But how am I going to keep people from lending the book to their friends so their friends can read it? Right? Like, what kind of reaction do you think the publisher would have there? They'd be like, there's nothing you can do to stop that. Typically, we don't see people reduce sales that way. In fact, it's a good thing for more people to see your content and, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing with online courses. When you're delivering content to a device the user owns and the user controls, it's not like a movie theater where you can have someone looking to see if there's a video camera. There's nothing you can do to stop someone from taking your content and sharing it with others. Literally nothing you can do. Hollywood has tried for many, many years, and as soon as the video is out of theaters and onto streaming or DVDs, the content can be shared with other people. And that's just it. There's nothing we can do to stop it. But what we found, actually, again, after doing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business, is that this doesn't affect sales in a negative way or even really at all. Because the people who would borrow their friend's copy of it, those are not the people who would actually buy your course to begin with. Really, this is why Hollywood actually hasn't suffered that much from piracy. The people who pirate movies aren't the people who would buy them to begin with. So yes, it sucks. It's annoying. There's nothing we can do to stop this from happening. But at the same time, this doesn't affect your sales. And what I recommend doing, the ultimate cure for this, is to make your course go beyond the course itself. So it's not just the course, but it's live weekly workshops that only people who are actively enrolled in the course can join. And you check the people who join the group to see if they've enrolled. So there are ways of delivering value outside of the course itself, where even if they have the course videos, they don't get the actual value of the course itself.
Anika says, you mentioned PayPal earlier, but you're not seeing that option. Okay, so I see what's happening here. You can offer PayPal to your end users as a payment option to pay for your courses, but to pay for Teachable subscription, we actually don't have that as an option, unfortunately.
Yeah, our subscription service only works with credit or debit card.
Yeah, exactly. A few people...
I should say, sorry. If you have a PayPal debit card, though, that will work. PayPal credit and PayPal debit cards both work with Teachable. So if you have something that has like a Visa or a MasterCard or an Amex logo on it, that will work with Teachable to pay for your Teachable subscription. So even if it's a PayPal debit card.
She's like, okay. A few people are asking about if we're SCORM compliant. So unfortunately, we're not SCORM compliant. And thank you, because I definitely wasn't understanding Donna's question earlier. So thank you for clearing that up for me.
Sylvia says, if I have a subscription and I want to raise it later on, I want to reward the early birds by keeping their monthly fee the same. Like, is there any way to do that? Yep. Sylvia, that's how it works. If you have people on a subscription and you raise the price, it only affects new users. Existing users won't have their prices go up.
Emilio says, can you automatically change the currency of a course depending on a student's location? Unfortunately not, but generally if you know where your audience is, you could offer both of those currencies or multiple currencies to your end users. So it doesn't automatically change based on the end user's location, but you can offer different pricing options.
So George says, I have to upgrade to Pro. How to get the bonuses you just described? George, you should get an email automatically within like an hour or so with links to everything.
So other than PayPal, your students can also pay using credit card or debit card. And later on, we're also going to be adding mobile pay. So with Apple Pay and Google Pay eventually, which would be really cool.
You cannot buy a Teachable U itself. The price for Teachable U is the price of a Teachable subscription. So we just include it for free for our paid members.
Emilio, can you create scarcity? Absolutely. And I highly recommend kind of leaning into that when you're going into marketing. A number of our courses, Teachable U courses, offer tips and resources and downloads on how you can do this. So for example, if you create a course and only have a limited amount of spaces for users to be enrolled, or maybe it's a limited period of time that they can be enrolled for, and also creating a sense, more of a sense of value. So saying, instead of slashing your prices, offering like someone mentioned, I've forgotten who, earlier, like an early bird pricing system. So instead of chopping the prices down, saying it's dropped from 400 to 200, doing it the other way around to keep the value as well. This is amazing. I'm starting today for sure, Kimberly. That's awesome. Really good to hear. How does it look like to invite other instructors? What do they see? Great question, Emilio. So if you have an author contributing courses to the site, as you saw in the back end, they would have access to their admin dashboard, but that wouldn't have access to everything, say like the full revenue share or the pricing breakdown. They would be able to see that course that they're an author of, the information there, and everything that they need in terms of moderating their students, but they wouldn't be able to access all of your school unless you want them to. You would just make them another owner.
Sue says, are we compliant with privacy legislation? We are so compliant. We have a whole page about our GDPR compliance if you check that on Teachable. Okay. Emilio says, how does it look like to invite other instructors? What do they see? So Emilio, the instructors, let me just share my screen for you. The instructors, they see a reduced version of your dashboard. So they don't see like the site menu for site settings. They don't see like the emails menu here. They just see like the courses they have access to. And when they go to users, they don't see all your users. They only see the users in their courses. So they can change the content in the courses they're assigned to, but they can't change other stuff. And then on the front end, I'm going to go to stackskills.com. When you look at all their courses in their course library, you can see that I can just click on instructor and I can find, let me click on like Ahmed Nasser or something. It'll show me all the courses by Ahmed Nasser. In this case, it looks like they've deleted the courses by Ahmed Nasser, so he doesn't have any on there. But you can browse all their courses. You can see who's contributed what, like Kevin, Ike Company, Tender Pontius, Sanjan. And when you buy a course that has an author, Teachable can automatically split up the revenue as well.
Lindsay, does Teachable You walk you through pre-launching a course? Absolutely. So it goes into detail on how you can, first of all, choose your course topic and narrow it down to make sure there's enough interest and that it's niche, and also to make sure how you can actually build up to the pre-launch as well as building your audience. So it goes into like a fair bit of detail into many aspects of the course creation process.
Elisa says, can you have a password on a free course? So there's no way to like put in something where like enter the special password to join the course, but you can make the course unpublished. It means only people with a direct link can access it. Tamara says, what if I'm only ready and have time to get my course up later on? Does it make sense to join today? So Tamara, I'll just say what I've heard from other instructors, which is that they said that Teachable You itself was worth the money. Like even just Teachable You was worth the money, and that they were able to learn a ton from Teachable You while they built their course. Think of it like this, Tamara. If you weren't able to start until September and you're like, okay, I finished everything, it's September, I'm going to upgrade. And then you upgrade and you watch Teachable You and you're like, oh man, I really wish I had known this before because I would have built this course way differently. Or I really wish I had known this before because I would have actually started building an audience earlier, etc. What I hear from people is that Teachable You is worth the price by itself, and that honestly the software is almost just a bonus at some point, where the learnings you get from Teachable You as you build your course this summer are going to be incredibly useful, even if you're not building the course yet. Blake says, donc avec l'option gratuite, est-ce que je puisse toujours publier et accepte les paiements? Oui, absolument, on peut utiliser l'option gratuite, mais nous avons un tarif très très haut dans cette option. Normalement, après la première dollar, la tendance est à surclasser après la première dollar, la première vente. Okay. So Sue says, tell me something about your company, worth, how long you've been around. So Sue, we've been around for just about 5 years. Wow, that's crazy. I've been here since 2015, so I've been here for a long time. I was the 12th employee. We're now at like 100 employees. This is very important. We are based right here in the United States with our support team is in New York and North Carolina. We don't outsource our support as well. So we really, really care about you guys. We're a growing business. We're going to have probably like 125, 150 employees by the end of the year. Liz is still confused. If I buy a pro plan 2 weeks from now, do I still get access to Teachable You? Well, I only get Teachable You if you sign up today. Liz, you'll get Teachable You if you sign up later on. But today, the things you get in addition, you get the 8 weeks of group coaching calls. And also, if you upgrade this summer, you're getting access to the Teachable Course Creator Challenge. Oh, someone asked about CEUs. Yes, Teachable can be used for CEUs. However, this depends a lot more on your licensing authority than what you're using to teach. So like University of Pennsylvania's Law School, for instance, they do continuing CLEs. They grant multiple CEU credits. It's like 1.5 credits, which you can, or 3 credits you can get for a course. So they do this on Teachable, and they're, it's a law school. They care a lot about compliance. So basically, you'll have to talk to whoever your accrediting authority is to find out, hey, what are their requirements? Like, describe the system to them. They might ask, oh, can you enforce a minimum quiz grade, for instance? And now you can say, yes, you can, because Teachable added that feature. So, but for instance, some accrediting body might say, can you continuously monitor the webcam of the student to make sure that the student doesn't leave and someone else takes their place for the quizzes? Nope, can't do that on Teachable. So most authorities, I think that Teachable will be okay with granting CEUs, but CEUs will be a little bit difficult if they have some kind of crazy requirements like that.
A few people are asking if we have a non-profit discount. We do. It's 30% off our subscription. So if you upgrade, you can also let us know.
Yeah.
Let our customer care team know at support@teachable.com, and we can grant you that pricing. So
Dev, just to summarize, if you are a nonprofit, you have to be an actual nonprofit, like with paperwork. You can't just be like, oh, my business doesn't make any money, I'm a nonprofit. So you have to upgrade. Then send our team an email or a support ticket, mention the nonprofit discount, and attach proof of nonprofit status, and we'll be able to apply that discount to your plan.
Teresa, I'm so in. Can't wait to get started. That's awesome.
Generosa, yes. On the basic plan, you'll have Teachable You.
Anika, we don't have any special coupons or discounts. You are able to offer your students discounts or coupons. We don't have any for today. I don't know if we ever have them, but with the offering today, you have a bonus bundle, the bonus bundles that are available, I think, for another 22 hours.
Elisa, I'm going on vacation. Can I start the 8 weeks of coaching later? Elisa, and anyone watching, you can use the 8 weeks at any time, and you can come any 8 weeks. It doesn't have to be 8 weeks in a row. It can be any 8 weeks. So Angelina says, can you explain the transaction processing cart fees a little bit? So Angelina, let's say you're on the Pro plan, for instance. On the Pro plan, Teachable takes no fee. The credit card company takes a fee, 2.9%, okay? So on a $100 sale, you'd earn a little bit more than $97. Now, if you want us to do additional services for you, like pay your EU VAT tax, for instance, we will charge an additional 2%. So if you want us to do those payment services, that's a separate thing. But by default, you pay nothing. You just pay the credit card company. If you want us to do payment services for you, like paying your authors and your affiliates and handling EU VAT tax, we'll charge an additional 2%. But just to be clear, that means that on the top end on the Pro plan, you still keep more than 95% of those earnings. Karen, the email is support@teachable.com. Support@teachable.com. Paul are the white label options. Paul, our professional plan, you can white label your school by removing Teachable branding. JK has joined the business plan. JK, you're in the right place. Virtual high five, real high five.
Cool, it's okay. You're forgiven for posting it twice.
Paul, I post many things more than once.
So welcome. And if there's any questions that we haven't addressed, please don't hesitate to repost. Paul, no more posts, please. Just kidding.
Paul, get it together. Get it together, Paul.
Megan, who do you use for payment processes? So we use Stripe and PayPal. So any transaction fees, and that's kind of across the board. It's the standard rate of 2.9% and 30 cents, different for international rates, and also with any fees from the Teachable side, it is only on the basic. I think it's 10% on the basic. No, 5% on the basic, but nothing on the professional plan.
Sylvia, I just read through that, and yes, that sounds like a structure that makes sense. Megan, yep, we use Stripe. And Megan, can you have customized fonts? So you can use Google Fonts by using some CSS to activate Google Fonts. And yes, you can link classes to your own domain. Emilio, if you want to do advanced stuff like, have automatic check-ins with people, that kind of thing, I would recommend, yes, linking Teachable to an external email system like MailChimp. So Adam says, I am non-US or Canada residents. Can you explain about tax and customers and sales tax? So Adam, I don't know where you're located. Can you tell me a little bit more where you're located? You said you're non-US or Canada residents. Can you tell me where you are? I might be able to give you a little bit of guidance, but just in general, the EU says that if you sell to someone in the EU, it doesn't matter where you're located. If you sell to someone in the EU, let's say someone from Luxembourg buys your $100 course, you have to pay the EU government $21 because they just bought that $100 course. Doesn't matter where you're located. It says you have to pay that. Now, we'll handle all that for you if you use our payment processing services. We're happy to handle all of that. But any other type of tax, whether it's Qatari income tax, whether it is any sort of local tax you might be subject to, we have no idea about any of that. What you really need to talk to is you should talk to a tax professional in your area saying, I am going to teach an online course. The online course will be hosted by a US business, Teachable. Teachable will process my earnings and send them to me once a month. What do I have to do with the money? What kind of taxes do I have to pay on that? So Adam, I would recommend that you talk with a tax professional in your area. Madain says, do we have Teachable U training at the basic level? Yes, you do. Jeremy, could you mention training about sending a certificate? Is there a way to be notified when a customer takes a course? So Jeremy, yes, you can do that. You get notified anytime somebody enrolls in a course on Teachable. Tamara, it is included to use our payment services. There's nothing extra you have to pay. If you want us to do extra payment services, like if you're just using Teachable to transact, just to process payments, you don't pay us anything. It's just 2.9% plus 30 cents, which goes to the credit card companies. If you want us to do extra payment services, like handle EU VAT fees for you, it's an additional 2%. Simple as that. Angelina says, is there any bonuses for the basic plan? Angelina, you get Teachable U with the basic plan, which is still pretty huge. Huge, as they say it. Teachable huge. All right. Annika's upgraded. Yes, keep an eye out for an email, virtual high five, real high five. Same for you, Michelle. You're going to get an email with all of that. CC says, I would like to work through your course as a student. Are there any free examples? Yeah, I would actually just post in our private instructor Facebook group. Be like, hey, I would love to see your free courses. I'd love to go through them. So post in our private instructor Facebook group. I dropped a link in there. Sean says, for tax reasons, do I have to open a business? Sean, we can't really give tax advice here at Teachable. Like, I don't know whether it would be helpful for you to be in a business or whether that could be bad for you to be in a business. I don't know where you're located. And even if I knew where you're located, I'm not a tax attorney, and I don't know the rules or laws for your area. So what I would say is that in many cases in the United States and elsewhere, it is helpful for business purposes to have a business that runs, your online courses. That might mean that you're able to get better rates at your bank for conversion fees if you have a business account. That might mean that your taxes are simpler if you are filing separate business taxes and personal taxes. So there are reasons you might want to do that. Of course, it might complicate your life. It might make you subject to additional business taxes you might otherwise not be subject to. It might add many complications to your life. I simply do not know. If you're considering this, you should speak with a tax professional. Say that you are opening an online course store where you're going to start selling online courses, and get the advice of a tax professional in your area. Martin said, is it easy to convert a course on CourseCraft? So Martin, what I would say is that if you're coming from another platform, you can bulk upload your files to Teachable. I would recommend just getting your files in bulk and then bulk uploading them all to Teachable. That will save you a huge amount of time. Adam, so there's no personal income tax or VAT. Congratulations, Adam. That sounds great. Does Teachable will add VAT or sales tax? So again, we will add VAT for people in the EU. Again, doesn't matter where you are. If you sell to someone in the EU says you have to send us some money from that sale. So we'll handle all of that for you. And that's about that's about a couple 100 million people in the EU. We handle that for. But we don't handle any other sort of sales tax. So if there's a sales tax in Qatar, like a VAT, we don't do that. Okay, so Jeremy, that sounds a little bit advanced. What I will say is that on our enterprise plan, we do have a plan above the business plan. It's called Enterprise. Shoot us an email. Is it enterprise@teachable.com, Katie?
Yes.
So shoot us an email, enterprise@teachable.com. We're able to work with our data team to set up custom data analytics and notifications for you that will do that kind of thing. That's also something where if you don't want to do that from our team, that's something that you can do with Zapier. Zapier is something that you can do with that. Nice looking page. Okay, so Angelina says, one more cue. I'm currently a student in 2 other courses on Teachable, but don't have my account for creating courses. Signing up to something that Eel is already used. What do I do at this point? So Angelina, let me show you what I mean. You're going to just click the login button instead of sign up. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So you're watching this webinar right now. So you want to sign up. So you just click upgrade to pro. Then you see this login button over here? Click that login button to take you into your existing account. So that will help, it'll keep everything under one dashboard. What I mean by that is when you go to my.teachable.com, you see this dashboard of everything involved in Teachable. So if you're a student on any schools, if you own any schools, if you're an admin on any schools, it'll all show up over here. So just click the login button on the upgrade page and it'll log you into your existing account and let you upgrade and create a new school. Okay, Jeremy says, thank you. Got you, Jeremy. About time for us to wrap this up, I'd say. About time. What do you think, Katie? 1 or 2 more questions?
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll take 1 or 2 more questions in the chat before we end this. 1 or 2 more questions in the chat before we end this. 2 notes.
Oh, I see what's going on, Angela. So because you're a student of some Teachable courses already, you've already done that?
Yeah, I shared my screen, walked her through it.
Oh, awesome.
Any more questions? We still have more than 40 people live here. So of those 44 questions, of those 44 people, wow.
Love that.
My brain is getting scrambled a little bit today. So ask us all your questions. We still can take 2 more probably before we have to head out.
Jeremy saying thank you. Angelina, thank you. Great presentation, guys. Have a great day. Thank you, JK.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, guys. This has been very helpful.
Means awesome. A lot. Means a whole heck of a lot. All right. Any more questions? Maybe just one more question. We're here to help. Bueller. Anything? Nothing? All right. I think it's probably just time for us to wrap this up then. So
enjoyed it. Great job.
Thank you, Scott in North Carolina. So on that note, I think it's about time for us to wrap this up. And I wanted to end by saying thank you. So there's lots of people here.
Oh, you'll be emailed a replay.
There it is. There's the last question. Good job, Blake. Virtual high five and real high five. Oh, and my done says you can do 39 today, maybe upgrade by tomorrow. I would instead do it the other way. I would upgrade to 99.
Now the questions come in.
I would upgrade to 99 and then downgrade later on. It's easier to downgrade than it is to upgrade. But that's what I would recommend.
Martin, do you do any marketing on our behalf? So because you own all of your content and your pricing and your students' data, we don't market on your behalf, but we have a number of features and resources that can help you market. So things like our affiliate program, we've got SEO, you can add Google Analytics and Facebook Pixels to your tracking. You can also use Teachable U to help with marketing. It's a great resource that I recommend, but how we keep our prices down is we can't market your courses, but we do have resources on you marketing your courses, and it's definitely better coming from you because you know your audience better and your industry better than we do, so you'll be able to anchor that and make sure you're targeting correctly.
So Lisa says, if we sign up for the annual plan and want to quit after 6 months, can we get a refund? So Lisa, no, you cannot. The annual plan is the annual plan for a reason. You get a lower price in exchange for an annual commitment. So if you're not sure you're going to be here in 6 months, just do the monthly plan. It'll cost you more, but you'll have more flexibility.
I chose a bad course name.
I got to show you how to fix this.
That? You can change that. Just bear in mind the URL won't change, but you can have a custom domain.
So I'm on my course, I click on Rebecca's Guide to Catching This. I just go to information, I change the name to something else here. That's it, and you'll be done. And it's just time for us to wrap this up. So I want to end by thanking everyone. Thanking you for taking the time today to learn something, because lots of people here who wouldn't learn anything. I just pointed to my employees. No, they're great. But I'm like, there's lots of people in the world who wouldn't actually take the time to learn something new, and you guys did. So on behalf of myself.
And from me.
And from everyone else here at Teachable, thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.